Hey guys, it is Lucid, and welcome back. We are back with Late Age Rlyeh, and oh boy, do we finally have a good turn. Actually, before we pull this one up, I want to show you some of the outgoing Diplo, and I can't remember if I covered it all. Here I sent a message to Ulm, this is 2 turns ago, and I said, well, I was on the fence about doing this. I don't really have any ambitions on this land, but I think letting you have stuff for free, given how unfriendly you've been, well, that's probably not a good idea. You'll find we make better friends, a better friend than foe. We are fine letting you pursue your ambitions and have the Zabalban land on Saarl, but the cost of that is friendship. A long-term agreement might look like you, like me letting you keep the Zabalban stuff on Saarl, and we can split TNC on Archaea plus a nap. So the other outgoing Diplo was this past turn. I had sent a message to Jotunheim, who's a sub. And I said, well, time for final battles. I hope I'm successful, but if it wasn't going to be so darn painful to lose, I'd also hope for you to do another upset. I'm not sure how you could do it given my massive tech advantage, but should be a good show either way. However it turns out, thanks for subbing. You've been amazing. You've had some amazing battles you took and made this game a lot more interesting. I owe you one if you need something. Okay. So, anyway, I was saying, basically, you know, thanks to Jotunheim. Because having a sub that comes in and does a really kick-ass job is great. I don't know what to do. I mean, obviously, I made him a pretty generous peace offer, whereas he's now completely conquered like 6 turns later, which you can argue he should have taken. But he might have seen me being underwater not good. But I was prepared to maybe give him like a very long-term peace deal. I'm not sure what I would have done instead, and I honestly far prefer this outcome. And same thing with TNC, so let's see how all that went. We're going to come back and look at this other stuff, but we're going to do battles first. So there is a battle in Jotunheim. And get out your popcorn, boys. Jotunheim has a boatload of stuff. Look at all this undead he's been reanimating. People have been feeding him death gems or something, because his land doesn't have that high a death income. He's got a bunch of these Scrotty here, so he's probably going to have a huge-ass Turbo Communion, plus all these guys. I was thinking about... Is that guy Lucky? Okay. I was thinking about doing Solar Brilliance, but I decided against it because I've got Undead Mastery. In the Fort Walls, it would be a little tricky. I think we also are going to have Ignite the Flame, which should also help. So we'll take a look. Quality versus quantity. Some imps taking off. And we've now got a lot of important buffs. We have Fog Warriors down. We have Luck on our guys. We have Serpent's Blessing. We have Cold Resistance. These guys are also blind, so they can't hit the broadside of a goddamn barn. And I believe we have... No, we don't have Mass Protection yet, but that'll be coming soon. And we're Ethereal too, right? Oh, not yet. That'll be coming soon. There's Mass Protection. So we're up to 24 protection on these guys, which is ridiculously high. And we're Ethereal now. So good luck. Let's take a look at our slave situation too. I think we're fine. Where did I put all my slaves? God, they're so hard to see. We'll do it this way, because I can't see a damn thing. Okay, so here's a slave. They're at 154 fatigue. The dragon should reasonably... We've also done life after death. The dragon should reasonably quickly do Fuel the Fire, and that will wipe out, or it should wipe out, all the fatigue on my slaves. So they're back down to 0. With regen, and we've already made it through the worst part of the script. And these guys are going to be exceptionally hard to kill. Now, they've got a ton of HP... They're ethereal, they've got pretty high protection, they've got the resistances, they've got luck in case they get low. This guy's had Fog Warriors popped. I'm going to do Team Souls first, because it's going to be hard to see, and we're about to have Master and Slaves going off. Now, I kind of timed this wrong. I should have done, on my god, Undead Mastery first, and then Master and Slave second, I think. apparent right now, because we stole some dudes. Like, we got a Scrotty back here. We got a Gaija, who would be kind of cool to keep. I don't think we got any of the Cap Mages, though that would have been really cool. And we got some other guys. And there goes Fuel the Fire. Ignite Souls, which gives everybody Fire Shield. And there's another Master and Slave, and I don't know if we got anybody terribly special here. We have this Scrotty still. I don't think I got any of the Jindarvas, which is too bad. I would like to get one of these guys just for path diversity. Now, Undead Mastery is going to be crazy. It's going to come out in about 3, 2, Okay, my timing was clearly off. Okay, there's Undead Mastery. And now they're in some real trouble. They're in some real big trouble. I'm not sure if it's actually working. And I'm pretty sure that we have a route now. And yeah, I don't think there was anything Jotun could do. The only things that they wouldn't have worked, but might have worked, is if he did anti-magic on his long dead, which he might have done. We can go back and check. And then he did a fatigue play, but I had relief up, so it wouldn't have, and I had ignite cells. I don't think anything he could have done would have worked. Yeah, anti-magic would have helped. Anti-magic would have helped a good bit. He didn't do that. Which, fighting an Astral Nation, that's kind of a no-no. He might not have had it researched yet, but... Yeah, here's the Butcher's Ledger. He lost everything. On our side, we came out 150 units ahead, but we didn't get any of his good mages, and we lost, I believe, 9 Meteorite Guard, and we lost 1 Greater Otherness. So that's a little painful. We got this guy who's a hero, and he can summon more wolves and generates wolves. I don't think it's going to be worth it to Gift of Reason him. Yeah, I don't think so. So I'm not sure what we'll do with him. But yeah, we got, some 12 Sacreds too, which is kind of nice. So yeah, he got riggedy wrecked. But there's honestly not a lot of joy. I'm relieved to have won. That is the right emotion. I'm not proud of that exactly. It's not like, oh my god, we killed him. It's like, I'm a million times more technologically advanced than this dude. There's literally nothing he could do. There's this fountain. And so, yeah, that is the end of Jotunheim, basically. We lost a few guys to, I think, stuff on the wall. But, yeah, good game, buddy. He had some really, really good upsets early on that really slowed my roll down. So, yeah, he played super well and came in and subbed. So, really appreciate that. And honestly, it's subs like this that... If you have people that will sub and play this well in your community, it makes a huge difference. It really does. And I haven't actually been subbing that much lately. I've been just super overwhelmed by all the late game stuff I've been in. But I would love to sub in some more games once I get through that. I was thinking, too, of fun ways to maybe do that in a series or something. Maybe I just YOLO into, desperate sub positions, and I put them up live so people can watch me do it. And maybe ask people in the game not to watch. That might be fun. But it would be fun to get people hype about subbing positions, because subbing into desperate positions is fun, in my opinion. Anyway, And now we have also a battle for the fortress of Yomi. And I want to remind you guys, we are big, but we only have 2 capitals right now. In this turn, we were trying to get 3. I don't think he really scripted this, because if he did, I think he would have done... He's got... Does he? Yeah, he's got some Imperial Geomancers. I think if he had scripted this, he would have had a magic duel me, and it would have been painful. I kind of was not looking for it, but he only had 2. So there wasn't much he could have done here. Anyway. And we do Mass Flight, Midnight Souls, Claw Warriors, and that's all she wrote. So a little overkill on our part from the gems, but it worked out. The final toll, we lost 1 Meteorite Guard. Killed a boatload of his garbage. And importantly, the thing I was really stressing about and preparing for was like weird people sending their gods in to fuck with me. And thank God people aren't doing that. It would be really annoying. I would hold a vengeance against them too and try to mess with them later. But here we're storming Zabalba. Well, Hinam, which is owned by Zabalba. Which we took from Ulm. And there we go. We take that. So we'll watch the rest of the battles now, and then we'll start back up at the top. I think this is an insane black servant, if I had to guess. Oh, this looks like a thug. Insanity of 8. It's very strange, because this is a thug kit. But we have a nap now. I mean, we were fighting before. This is just like, this Kalasa, not the sub, because the sub's cool for coming in and doing it, but I don't know what kind of drugs this Kalasa player was doing. He thought, I mean, this actually right here, right now, shows me what he was thinking. He was thinking he was going to come in here as scuba sea monkeys and take over Doom of Asaloon from me. I mean, that is what this means. He thought somehow that was going to happen. Like, that would be a thing. There's no world where that would happen. There's no world. Now, in DE, it is possible to fight underwater from land. But it's expensive, and you can usually only do it if you, like, way outnumber them. Like, kind of way outnumber them. Or you have a tech advantage. But fighting into me in position 1, where I've got better tech than they do, where's the research? Like, here's Kalasa. Now, Kalasa is, I think, like 3rd place. Yeah, they're 3rd place right now. So they're close to my tech, but I've got a tech advantage. I mean, I don't know what they could do right now where that might work itself out. I think they're going to get boned. But anyway, clearly they were thinking which is what I thought they were, because they had this little meeting and they have a group thread and they carved up, I'm going to get this and I'm going to get this and I'm going to come in here and get this and I'm going to come in here and get this and all this stuff and I'm going to come in here and get this. They carved up who's attacking what, which is how you plan a war. It's not like I'm saying it like, I mean, that's how you plan a war. You have different fronts of engagement and all that. So they were doing that. Which some of it made sense. Like Aretha might have been able, because Aretha is ahead of me in tech. They might have been able to, and they're amphibious. They might have been able to come in and take this. You know, Pelagia, if he outplayed me, he might have been able to bust through here. I don't think they could because Pelagia is behind me, but it's possible. Pelagia is strong underwater. Anyway, yeah, it didn't exactly work out. But some of the things were logical. Kalasa thinking they could come in here and permanently take over an underwater moon from the -- 1 position underwater player, it's just very strange to me. Extremely strange. And somehow that this thug would help them do it. Like, what is this guy gonna do? He's not gonna be able to raid shit. Like, exactly what happened here is gonna happen. He gets paralyzed, and he's gonna come up, and he's just gonna fucking die. That is the only way that's ever gonna go for that kind of thug. Anyway, we also had a Fiona here. Where is that? I hit the next key. My computer's like freezing trying to find the next commander. I don't think this guy had gear. No, he was just insane. A scout. But yeah, I think that's, I think we've probably made it through everything. Oh, okay, here's a battle. So, I had mentioned at the end of last episode that Gartha's god had died. And I think Krieg had assassinated it, or something. The meaning of this is that once these guys are blessed, they no longer have quickness, and they no longer have fire shock resistance. And apparently, once you get a bunch of the Hell Gates open for the nation of Krieg, you start getting better and better wall defenders, which I didn't even know that was something you could mod exactly that way. I mean, look at the Devils. Right now it's targeting these cultists. And yeah, but look at what is about to happen. I mean, look at this. Look at this destruction. If you don't have fire resistance and you want to take a Krieg fort, I mean, forget about it. Look at this. This isn't even the troops. I think this is overtuned, I'm just gonna say. I mean, now apparently this is, you want to kill them early before all this comes online, and if you have fire resistance, it won't matter much, but oh my god. It just demolished all the sacreds. I mean, they are toast. Now, you look at this and you think, okay, Krieg is won. Not quite, actually, not quite. Home Slice is just wandering around, walking forward, and he's got a lifelong protection, and the imps from that lifelong protection are randomly killing a few things. And he needs that lifelong protection. It's actually not for this purpose. It's not supposed to really help him storm the fort. It's to make him where he can't get assassinated easily. And he's got a banner of heresy, too. So this guy's, like, completely assassinated. Not completely, but, you know, close. And, yeah, he's spamming Slowing Scourge, which I think is just deleting demons. And because of that, the wall is actually about to rout. When I saw this, I thought for sure, Krieg won this. But this guy did not rout. He's fine. He's pretty low. He doesn't have any regen. It's actually, you know, it's inanimate. So it's very hard to get regen on this dude. And, I mean, he's taking some damage. I mean, this could not have been more close for Krieg keeping his capital. It couldn't have been. I mean, it's so close, like, if Krieg had a few lifelong protections or something, it would have swayed it. But anyway, that's that. The lifelong protection's coming through. I mean, can you believe it? And so with that, he takes, at long last, Krieg's capital. Now, I think this is a bit of a Pyrrhic victory, because I believe, in the meantime, and we can't see any of this, I don't think, he apparently has lost his cap to 4th Age Falagra, and I guess they came down through here. But 4th Age Falagra apparently is just cooking them up something very fierce. But they've taken this capital, so that's cool. And I think a lot of these sites have disappeared now. So, yeah. Anyway, that was a very cool battle. I'm glad we got to watch that. The battle in Jotunheim, the battle in the Aussie fort, and then here. So now let's come back up to the top. Back to the top. We've got some important things. So let's look at this Diplo message. So I will likely not get much of TC now that the vultures have arrived. It's the elves. And any long-term deals only helps you work towards your big globals, which I'm not going to cast, and gobble up other small nations, with ease from safety of water. So I don't see that how that trade benefits me. The stars aren't right. I sent him back a message saying, I thought the benefits would seem rather obvious. Peace with me means you can eat smaller nations too. Being hostile to me, well, I'm not going to want a major hostile neighbor to strengthen just to attack me at the best opportunity. Which means I'm going to fuck with him. I'm going to fuck with him a lot. He's got a big old force here. We're probably going to come in here and steal this. And he's got a big old force here, which he's going to come in and try to kick me out of Jotunheim. And he's got a force here that's going to crack this. If I can get a thug or super combatant over here, unfortunately it's out of range of... I mean, this would not be a horrible place to send my god. But it's out of range of Julian, who is our Void Lord. But, you know, I could potentially send this dude in, because he can move around just like my god. He is who we got when we did our Void Lord ritual, and he is phenomenal. He's blessed. So in some ways, he's better for Master and Slave, because he will go into enemy dominion and be blessed. And, you know, it's basically like he has a shroud on. And with pin gear, you know, he'll be up at 6 pin, and he can do Master and Slave. So that seems pretty cool. He can also astral travel. So, like, I could take Home Slice, I can load him up with pin gear, and I can be like, yo, dude, how you like these... Well, we'd have to get the pearls, and I'd probably have to alchemize some. But I can astral travel him, and I forget the range on this. 5 provinces. Okay, we can't actually make it. Dang it. Well, we can make it to this one. So I could, like, astral travel him here. And totally yoink basically this whole stack and just be like, get fucked. We can also probably kill this dude. I don't know if he might actually be in range. So here are the guys we got from Reach Through the Dimensions. We got 2 dudes. We cast it twice. One guy is this guy who I was kind of on the fence about. Jack the Immortal Killer. You know, I don't want to necessarily... If I do this, I will give away that I'm doing it, but we can potentially kill this vampire count, which would be nice. I can also... I think I have Mind Hunt now. I think that came with... Yeah. We can also Mind Hunt this dude. I mean, the thing is, Mind Hunting Olm's pretty dangerous because they have Stealthy Astral. But I can come in and just steal all of this. Literally all of it. Imps and wolves are super low magic resistance. It'll just be like, boom, the battle's over. The thing is, I have to think about, if I magic phase in, he can reinforce from here. And that's not going to go terribly well for him. But I need to make sure I have enough guys to deal with it. So anyway, that's a thing we can do. Probably will require alchemizing, but it's not like we haven't been doing that. I've also sent off most of my water gems to middle-aged Atlantis, who I think is going to put up Maelstrom. And he asked me if I would contest it, and I said no. But he's going to give me pearls back at a 1-to-1 rate, which I think is part of the deal for not contesting him on Maelstrom, which we could do if we wanted to. We have phenomenal water income, but I'm totally fine. He is... Like, if people are friendly with me, I am willing to help them on whatever they want to do. And that's not even just when I'm in a top position. But in general, I'm a very friendly dude. I don't know what to say. And when other people are friendly with you and they're willing to trade and do other sorts of good things, unless they're like way far ahead, like I am kind of right now, I will be very, very good at trading and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I'm super happy to be accommodating to middle-aged Atlantis however I can. And helping him control Maelstrom is just fine with me. You know, ideally, for me, he doesn't win the planet. Just from a strategic point of view, having middle-aged Atlantis control this whole planet would not be ideal for me. It would be much better if, like, Satis did, or even better if Airmore did. But, this is what I'm saying about just being friendly. If middle-aged Atlantis is going to do it, and he is very friendly with me, I'll be happy to help him. You know, it's more important to me to have allies, even if it ends up that I don't manipulate the game state to be in the exact way I want it. I would rather just have friends about it. And it's also more fun to have friends. So anyway, we're sending him water gems. We're getting pearls back, which is certainly good for us because we're going to be alchemizing a ton of pearls this turn probably because we've got big moves to make. So one will probably be stealing this, and I'll probably move this army in to support it and then storm the fort. And then Iru's probably going to eat most of this. I'm probably going to try to take this from from Tianchi. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I do want this. This would also be great to have. So I might move here and take this. I don't know if I really honestly have enough troops. I might have to split this army and send part of it down here to reinforce and take this fort, and send part of it over here to join up with this army so I have a decent stack here. I still am not completely sure. I think we're actually strong enough now where this... You know, I got the gems in here, so we've got nature gems now. I think this group is probably strong enough to take this, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway. We'll probably roll out. If I lose this stack, it's not even a big deal. But yeah, if Iru gets all of this, and I just get some of this coastal stuff and deny it from Ulm, that will be fine. And then over here on Fall of Saarl, I had mentioned he has a big doom stack. We'll just set guys up to deal with enough gems to deal with a gem bait. Because Ulm's really good at doing gem baits. You know, they can do Centaurs and stuff. You know, Ulm... Well, no, they would show up in the same magic phase. But yeah, anyway. We'll just set up enough gems to do a gem bait, and then we'll do Master and Slave or something, and that should basically... Oh, Vine Ogres... Okay, so let's look. Has a mind, has a mind, has a mind, mindless, mindless. So we have to be a little careful, and I'm probably going to jump on top of this. So we're just going to we're probably going to kick Ulm off Saarl, is probably what's going to happen, and I'm going to raid him over here. We are not okay with somebody being actively hostile against us and thinking that they can just move armies of garbage around that we can kill and let them take stuff for free. That is not how it's going to happen, especially when we can just wallop them. You know, I would be more inclined to Cold War if it wasn't piles of garbage that I could just immediately steal. So, yeah, he's going to be in a big, big, heaping dump truck shitload of trouble. I need to trade more of my gems, too. I need to trade Earth for Astral. Death, I can maybe trade some more for Astral. But we'll see. Am I doing that? I can't remember. I thought I messaged Airmore. I don't know if they got back to me. Oh, let's look at the Reach Through Dimensions, guys. So we got Jack the Ripper, the Immortal Killer, and he can basically do these remote assassins. I think, as much as I would love to go ahead and kill some dude, it cannot be cast underwater. As much as I would love to kill some dude with this, I think it is better to delay by a turn the knowledge that I'm doing Reach Through Dimensions. And the reason for that is once people know, there will be pressure on people with Dom 9 to go ahead and try to steal these from me. And I don't want that. So potentially Kaelasa could have it. And also, we know Aretha does have it. But the fact that they're not all gone means Aretha hasn't taken all of them yet. Getting the Roboticist is really good. So there's a few things we need to kind of manage. One is he does have old age. So that's going to be a little bit of a zinger. The main thing so let's talk about all the uses. So first, water fire crosspath, which is really useful. Earth, air. Yeah. This one's also good for making Staff of Elemental Mastery. Earth Death, which is good for making Shade Mail. So that's important. He's also an alchemist, which could be nice if I end up needing one later. And he gives a lot of resource bonuses wherever he is. So that's also really good. And he's a healer, which is really good. So what does all this mean? Oh, well, the biggest thing about him is he's going to create these little robot factories, and we can poop out robots for free every turn, and it's great. The way I'm going to use him is, well, we're going to... recuperation doesn't work if he's old. I might try to make him a flying carpet, which is a lot more expensive than boots, but it allows me to put boots of youth on him, which I think I want, because he's really good. So boots of youth, which would probably be good to have around anyway. We'll go ahead and forge a pair. Let's forge one right here. So boots of youth, we're going to go ahead and make. Now the flying carpet, let's take a look at that. We're making right now a bag of wind, because I'm trying to get these. There's a bug, which everybody is going to be exploiting, where the floating market is just a phenomenal deal. Because you not only get this, which is, 40 gold plus on average 2 air gems a turn, but you also get 3 air gems from the site itself, which is not intended, I don't think. So anyway, it's a phenomenal payback. So we need to get this. To get this, I need my Ring of Wizardry, and I'm going to have it on my visitor who's over here ready to do the first casting. But for him to do it, we need a bag of wind. So we're forging that. But one thing I want to see is this flying carpet's 15. We need to make this. So we're going to make the bag of wind, but if I have, which I do believe I do, if we have a spare mage turn, I think what we're going to do is we're going to make a flying carpet here. And this is going to be just super great for us, because then what we can do is we can take Home Slice, and we're going to jump him fort to fort as we get building all these. Now, it doesn't work in underwater forts. It only works in land forts, but we can fly him around. And what I need to do in the meantime is I'm going to take all of these high income, which actually we should probably start this right now. We're going to take all of these high income border provinces, or coastal provinces, and what we're going to do is we're going to put forts in them so we can get little robot labs. And we're going to get this whole place just making boatloads and boatloads of robots. And robots are going to be good for holding up fort walls. They're, they're okay chaff. They're just, they're all around rather solid. Very, very solid. So we're going to move this guy over here. Let's identify real quickly all the good coastal stuff. So this is one, this is one. This is one. So we need to go ahead and send a guy over there. And I think this dude right here right now is crazy. So otherwise I would... I'm going to go ahead and bump this PD up a bit. And if I can... Oh, that's probably fine. I'm trying to get the unrest down here. We're blood hunting it, which we're going to do. That's not going to change, but it wouldn't be a bad... we might have this guy make wolves, because I need some patrol chaff here. Forge magic... Oh, wait, no. Cast magic spell, nature. We'll make some wolves. Oh, this guy can probably patrol instead of my lich, which would be ideal. And what that is going to mean is we can take our lich and we can move them out to patrol or be in this province to make sure it doesn't get picked off by here. So we'll do that and get this fort built. We need to build a temple here, so we'll be doing that. And we're going to need to build a temple here, so we'll be doing that. Go ahead and do some of these things. These little maintenance things. Let's not use a cap-only mage if I can help it. Do we have another bumbling fool? Okay, let's go ahead and build a temple. And we're going to be making these star children who are going to, or star spawn who are going to be preaching a lot. And we're making a bunch of these guys to also help with the preaching efforts. As we're going to, as quickly as we possibly can, we're going to be getting our Dominion in Blandos. I want to talk now a little bit about the significance of owning this planet, which we do now. We have one province left to take, and it's all ours. The significance of this is huge. It means our dominion is going to just fill all the way up. So this is going to be our best place to farm all sorts of our various kinds of free spawn. In addition, it's protected, essentially. I mean, it can still be accessed, but it's mostly protected land, which we can use to get a blood economy going, which we've got these guys getting pumped out one a turn now. So those are both huge. It's going to be a huge free spawn reservoir. It's going to be a huge blood economy option. We still have to site search it. I don't think it's been site searched well at all. At all. I think in some ways, Yomi's done a better job. Like, I think he's had a Dione go around and site search most of these. But I think this has hardly been site searched at all. And Yomi hasn't site searched a lot of things. Like, I don't think he site searched nature. Like, we cast, I don't know if it was this turn, Record of Creation. Yeah, we cast it here this turn. Look what we found. An iron cliff, an impossible angle, and a copper idol. Iron cliff, that's 1. This is 2. And a copper idol, that's 3. So 3 more gems. We're going to have, I think, a lot of different sites on here, which could be just phenomenal for us. So we're going to start doing arcane probing. We're going to finish Voice of Tiamat and get things. We had a fair amount of luck. I didn't go through all these events. We had a fair amount of luck with Voice of Tiamat. We found a fossilized conch. We found a ridge of ice. And then here we didn't find anything. So we found 2 sites. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. And we're just getting started. We're going to site search this whole thing up. And, you know, this game is going to end in 40 turns by hook or by crook. So we're not, compared to the other game where I think the time horizon was like turn 120, this one, the time horizon is like turn 100, like fixed. So, you know, we're not going to be able to fort up the same way we did in Biggest, where I was playing Late Age Om. I just don't think we're going to get that kind of economy. I also have the option here, though, if I choose to, take one of these Earth Mages and start doing Wizard Towers, which are fine. So anyway, that's an option. But yeah, right now we have 4 coastal places where I need to... This one I want to build a fort, but this one's also really dangerous. He could attack me, so I don't know if we're going to do that yet. But we've got 4 coastal places to build forts in the short run. We'll end up probably forting more. And I've got a fort coming up here, too. And we've got these guys moving over to get ready to lab and temple it. Oh, the lab here is going on. Did it get burnt down, or was this destroyed out of spite? Yeah, I mean, this is pretty salty, this player. So, you know, TNG, I offered all sorts of different generous terms for having peace. I said, I'll peace you and Jotunheim both. I'll peace you, and we can split Jotunheim. I'll take the top part. You can take the bottom. That would be a good expansion option. My only criteria was that I keep this site with, and he wanted it. He wanted the Conjurers, which of course he wants them. I wanted them too. I mean, it's a really good site, but he wasn't willing to make peace. So, you know, he was basically like, I mean, he had his god, and I guess he thought his god was special. I told him I could kill his god extremely easily, which I think we all saw that happened. I told him that because I wasn't lying. I told him that because generally when I tell people things, I'm trying to help them out. And like in a way that also helps me out. Like, I don't have anything against the TNG player. In general, most of the players on this map, I hope they have a good game and I hope good things happen to them and befall them. And TNG, if he chose to fight me, bad things were going to happen to him. Now, it turns out to be a very good thing for me because I'm super fucking happy to have control of Blandos. So in some ways, I'm glad he didn't listen to me. But I was trying to help him out. And he wouldn't take peace, even though he's basically, you know, like a primitive tribe. And I'm like, you know, Star Wars coming in. My tech level is just so far ahead of his, there's nothing he could possibly do. Except if his god could cheese me, and I told him that wouldn't work, and I guess he didn't believe me. So anyway, he proceeds to lose. Then he burns. I'm glad he didn't have time to burn the port down. He probably tried. He burnt the lab down, though. And he invites everybody to come and vulture him because he's fucked. Which, I mean, I guess. Like, what did I do? Was I rude to you? Did I not do something nice to you? I mean, I gave him extremely friendly, extremely generous peace terms when clearly this could have been the outcome if I wanted to fight him. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't think that either of these guys not piecing me out was like horrible. You know, it's like they rolled a risky die. If they kicked me out, it probably would have been better. But there's no way, in my opinion, I mean, not no way, it's a very, very long shot for either of them to, with their tech levels, with their research, to come out ahead in a war against me. It's just, I don't think there's a way it would happen. But, you know, maybe with sufficient galaxy brain strategies, it could have. And that's what they were rolling the dice for. And they were saying, look, if we keep you on our planet and you get what you want, then you're going to win the game and we're going to lose. And I don't want that. So we're going to roll the long dice, which maybe. I would never have made the decisions they did. I'll just say that. I am always going to try to advance my position in a game. And stopping or slowing down the game leader is not an important criteria when you're not close to the game leader. Like, if you're like in position 15, you don't necessarily care that much. I mean, like, don't go out of your way to help them. For God's sakes, don't do that. But your job isn't really to slow them down. Like, you don't need to be the guy that falls on the sword and, you know, it's like, oh, we'll stop them. Because this is what happens. You feed the game leader a shit ton of stuff. Like, you having the weak guys piece the game leader is what everybody in the game should want. When the game leader, like, I was doing really bad diplomacy for myself. I was saying, because I like both the players. I really like the sub, and then I like Elite Neon. Anyway, I like both the players, and I was trying to, like, you know, I had other people I could go fight. I kind of wanted to get out of wars. These would be my easiest wars, but I kind of didn't want to fight them. Anyway, it worked out real well for me, thanks to my diplomacy and people never listening to me. It's one thing I've learned. Like, the more people don't want to listen, and the more if people don't want to listen, I'm sorry, I know I'm on like a soapbox right now, but if people don't want to listen to me, and I think it's a really bad idea for them to not listen to me, that's normally the only time I keep talking with them. If I think they're doing the right thing, like let's say Rlyeh and Pelagia are eating me, I might try to buy them off. But I'm not going to tell them it's a bad idea. I didn't spend much time diploing with either of them. But here, where I tried to diplo with them a fair amount, not a ton, because it was a really bad idea for them to keep fighting me. But generally, the thing is, when I do that, like, if I'm talking to you, I genuinely think it's a bad idea for you to do your current course of action. The weird thing, though, is a lot of times it's really good for me if you do the current course of action, as we can see here. The best thing they could do for me is to keep fighting me. It was like the best thing they could do for me. But anyway, I guess they were salty about it because they burnt their temples. I mean, they burnt their labs. And they're going to let these guys take this for free while they're deathballing to come fight me. I need to figure out if Master and Slave works or what exactly here, because I would like to steal this whole army. That would be kind of cool. Though it's probably a fair amount of upkeep. But it's probably upkeep we can manage. I don't know, and I can probably use it to go throw it into something. So, yeah, probably the best turn we've had in the game so far, guys. I mean, we got not a great roll for this guy, but the roboticist was definitely one of my top ones I wanted. I wanted him. You know, I wanted the Kappa engineer, I wanted Hoster, and I wanted, most of all, Lord Rlyeh. And hopefully we still get him. We're going to keep rolling the dice for him. But this guy was easily one of the top ones we wanted. So yeah, we're going to move him here. Then we're going to give him a flying gear, and he's going to go hop around to forts and make me robotic factories. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And we're going to come knock Ulm off of this, and we're going to prepare to fight Ulm here. And if I can manage it, and I'm not sure I can, we're going to come and either kill this or steal it. These guys are all pretty low MR, so we could potentially try to do a master. I don't have enough gems to steal it. I think we'll just kill this. I might raid over here. We're going to kick Ulm off full of Saarl. He just doesn't realize how unprepared he is to fight me. In my opinion, I'm going to show you his research again. We might have pulled this up last episode, but he is down. I don't know if you can see it. He's down here. He's like 2/5 of my research, and the slope is like way low. That's because he's doing other stuff like blood hunting and stuff. But oh my god. I also have word that Krieg may be death basketing us some blood slaves, so that will be kind of cool. We're basically his only neighbor that didn't attack him, and we were friendly with him the whole time. So sometimes that happens when you are friendly. Let's go look at the Pelagia scene. I think it was 150 last turn. It's 160, so they're slightly creeping up here. Nobody here. He's got a fort here, but hasn't really moved out of it. He's got a bunch of guys here. Where could he possibly go? He could go here. He could go here. Well, who did we catch? Was this a Pelagia scout? No. I don't know what he's thinking. Pelagia is probably on hard narcotics. Maybe he's coming to make a play. I don't know what he's doing. He's just wasting his time. I need to attack Pelagia too. What I'm probably going to do is kick Ulm off of Saarl. Keep him from vulturing part of TNG. Then I'm going to make a decision. Do we finish killing Ulm, which I think we can do, because we have got a massive tech advantage. Do we kill Ulm, or maybe accept some peace terms? And then the second we have some kind of peace with Ulm, we'll shift into Pelagia. I do kind of want to get my Dominion bumping here a bit more before we really, really piss off everybody by eating Pelagia. But anyway, we're going to get our preachers out. We're going to get that Dominion bumping. Other news is I've talked to Satis, who we're sending some gear. He wanted a crystal coin. We're probably going to trade some gems and stuff later. But anyway, he's sending me... I'm making this for him super cheap, just like 1 gem payment for plus cost. But part of that is just to be friendly. It's nice having friends. Rather than everybody just completely... You know, like we're not doing it. That trade is not for us. That is for Satis. But it's nice helping people out who will be friendly in return. And one of the things he's doing, because I could take this. I don't actually want to take it. I would love to have Satis take this. He wants to take it. I was trying to give it to Asphodel, but Asphodel doesn't want it. Because Satis wants it. Because Satis wants to use it to come down here and attack Utgard. Because these guys are friends, but they have like the kind of friendship where they try to kill each other every game. And so, yeah. Anyway, he's going to take these. The great part about this is it's going to block off invasion from a less friendly player in Blandos. So it really protects me on Blandos, which is something I value a lot. And he's going to do it quickly, I think. I don't think it's getting attacked this turn, but next turn. And if that happens, we're going to be very happy about it, because what that will mean is the last of the Jotun forts will be knocked down and his dominion will be gone. And then that will help us with our mission of spreading our candles everywhere, which we'll try to do post-haste. So I think that's about it. We've talked for a long time. I've rambled a lot, and you guys have been sports to listen. We're casting Reach Through the Dimensions twice more. I don't think I have the pearls to do another Void Lord this turn. So that's a bit of a zinger. I would like to get another one, but we'll just have to be patient and wait. We're getting reasonably close to Alt 9. We're 2 turns away. Once I get Alt 9, we're going to go ahead and get our Royal Malakwi, and we will script them for returning and give them like a clam of pearls so that if they ever get wished for, they'll just zap themselves home immediately because they're really fast at casting returning. And we'll give them a water breathing item. I'm not... This was Sablecat's idea because I kind of want to make a detour on blood because I think we're going to get a blood death basket. But what he's saying is like, let's go ahead and claim it. And that way, if somebody else tries to get it, you know, we're going to have it locked down. To get her fully upgraded, it's probably going to be almost like 300 pearls. It's going to be super goddamn expensive to get our first couple upgraded. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky. But we're not going to worry about that now. I'm not going to have the pearl outlay. I'm going to prioritize getting these scarce units first, and I want to get Lord La Vallée. And shortly thereafter, we're going to go ahead and wish for the first couple. And we're not going to do most of the things you would do when you wish for them. Like, there's a bunch of stuff I want to do, like empower her and then do wish for magical power and all sorts of things. Those are kind of luxuries that we're going to just push down the road. And right now we're just going to secure her. And while she's secured, we'll finish getting the Lords of the Void, and we'll make sure we have as many of the Reach Through Dimensions guys as we can. So I think that's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in particular. I don't think so. Yeah, we still have a lot to do in terms of forging and all that. We've got some more necklaces to hand out. We've got some assassin hearts, which I'm not exactly sure how we're going to use those. I've told early age Rlyeh that if they send me gems, I'll forge them a trapahedron. And that's because they have promised to never use them on me, and they're fighting Aretha. And I was just like, how can I help? And I was throwing out some ideas like, hey, I could make these for you. So I'm going to make them for them at cost. And these things are super good. And I've explained to them how they work, so they're hopefully not going to lose a lot of mages or whatever with them. The downside of giving these to people is people are going to think that I'm casting it on them. I can explain to them I'm not, but, you know, Aretha can also go pound sand. But, yeah, anyway. Got to organize my inventory. We'll take a look at the graphs real quick before we close out. Provinces, you can see this was the coalition. This really was an Eru rating, which it didn't affect my income like at all. You can't even tell. I was just flatlined, right, for the income period. And it actually went up because this is when I cast the global. But this was all just, and my gem income also flatlined. This rating I tolerated from Eru because it didn't matter. He was rating stuff that had no value. But it was still annoying, and I cared about having armies that close to my capital, and it limited my ability to get land free spawn from there, which I also cared about. But not enough to, like, worry about it. And I had other priorities to prevent losing things that were actually, like, of strategic importance. So anyway, but the moral of the story is the coalition was successful in flatlining me to a degree. Honestly, it's Jotunheim that flatlined me more than anything. Pelagia didn't do shit. Aretha, they killed an army with golem cheese. But ultimately, Jotunheim holding out on Blandos, having some epic defenses when I was way higher research than him, and with a really cool bless that he had. Well, not he, but the player who he subbed for had. You know, he basically was the one that kept me flatlining here in conjunction with the pressure from the coalition, so I couldn't full commit onto him. But we've kind of come back up from there. Anyway, that's provinces. For forts, we flatlined a bit and we've caught back up. And we've got I mean, guys, look how much money I've got. I'm building like 3 forts this turn, and I've still got all this money left. I've got a fort coming up here. I mean, I don't think I'm building any more forts over on this part of the world. You know, these forts are getting upgraded. I probably want to build a fort here, but I'm not sure. We're mostly going to be forting at Blandos. Blandos is going to be my main homeworld. It is a big deal. Anyway, back to the graphs. So forts, income, you can see we're just making huge progress here. Really doing great on income. Gem income, been flatlined for a long time. We're starting to make good progress, but Eru is catching up in a major way. I think they've been doing the Magic Market, or whatever it is, the air thing where you get a bunch of air gems. So they've been doing that. It's one of the better gym gens. And then they've just eaten Zabalba. Like, if we look at early age Zabalba, I mean, look how fast these guys fell. I'm going to unclick all these graphs real quick so we can actually see a damn thing. Ba-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. I kind of want to see what Ohm looks like. We'll leave them on there. It was kind of nice when we had Eyes of God and I could show you the graph. I mean, just for recording. The graphs get posted, so I'm not really missing much not having it. It just was kind of nicer for recording. Okay, so here we go. Gym income. Let's keep me. Yeah, anyway, you can see basically all of Zabalba's gym income went to Aretha and to Eru. So he's doing really good. I think Nick Knight is going to catch up to me pretty soon in gym income. In normal income, I don't know where he is. I think he's like right here. But he'll probably catch up to me there a little bit later. Research. We're doing pretty good. Let me go ahead and put Aretha on here. So here we are. Dominion, we're number 1 in that. But everybody had this downtick from this event the other turn. And we're back up to where we were. So we're probably on like a slow grind upwards. Army size, we're just pounding away. We're still number 1. And then Ascension points, I think 4th Age Falegra might be the other guy that's really close to me. So yeah. That's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Major victory has been accomplished. The rest of the turns, I might start trying to do like 2 turns per episode or something after this, because there's not... Depending on how things go, well, that's not true. We're going to have an exciting few turns where we're messing with Ohm, but I don't know. Things have the potential to kind of slow down a bit, because having Blandos, I'm okay pumping the brakes a tiny, tiny bit, but we still want to attack Pelagia. I'm just not exactly sure of the timing and other things. So I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.